Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about romance in anime, movies and TV shows. Today we're talking about Love and Monsters, right? I just watched this movie a few weeks back, right? It's a good movie. I wasn't anticipating it, right? So I'm scrolling on Netflix and saying, you know what, let me see what I can watch. Then I find this, Love and Monsters romance movies. I love romance. So I was like, you know what? I was a bit skeptical. I was like, this is gonna be a bit of a dodgy one in it. So, but I was pleasantly surprised that the movie is pretty good. Actually, it's pretty good, right? So basically, the movie is about Joel and Tim, right? Tim, girl's name. So basically, an asteroid is heading towards Earth, and then they nuke it, right? So the whole world nukes it, right? But the fallout, everything on planet Earth becomes mutated. So like grasshoppers, frogs, snails, and stuff like that become like man-killing things. They just kill people, right? I think like 85%, 95% of the population of the Earth disappears, like it's wiped out. So we see that happening. We see Joel and Tim on the top of a cliff, right? And then they're making out and stuff, and the world ends. They go to their families. They both go to their own families, and they hit the road right before the things get really bad. So then we cut back to them in a bunker, right? Joel is the cook, but it doesn't have anybody to be with, right? Everyone's coupled up, right? So he's feeling lonely and stuff, so he wants to go see Tim, but she stays in another place, another bunker, right? So the whole point is about his journey from being weak, scared, not really being useful, to go see her. But then I like the part where just skipping to the future, where he wanted something, he got it, then he realized he had it all along. He had a family, so he left his family to go to see her. It didn't pan out that way, right? But we'll talk about that later. So basically, so I like this part where he gets all his gear, right? And he's like, all right, I'm gonna set out. So he sets out. He's walking through the I guess the world, right? But it's turned into a man-eating apocalypse, right? So everything's trying to kill him. So he almost died because a frog tried to kill him. Then a dog saved him. And I didn't get the part about the dog, right? So the dog saves him, and now the dog is like his best friend. The dog seemed like trained, right? And then it's always carrying around like a red dress for some reason that wasn't really explained. That was interesting. I feel like it's a big leap to say, oh, so we need to give him a partner. Let's get him a dog, but let's get him the most well-trained dog ever, right? So that was interesting. And then we fast forward, and then he meets two people, right, who will help him along with this journey. Because he almost died, because he fell into a pit. He was writing a book about the world, right? But things he sees and stuff, he falls into a pit, and then they save him. But I feel like when I was watching the movie, like when he was in the pit, like he should have died, right? But also like he was writing a book. He falls with the book, and I don't see him pick it up and then get hoisted to safety, right? So I was like, well, what happened to the book? Is it attached to him? Does he never lose it? So that was interesting. Well, anyway, they keep going, and then Tim keeps fighting different monsters, and he blew up like a worm, right? A worm with a grenade. That was sick. I like that. That was pretty cool. So then he basically finds Tim, right? And he's like, oh yeah, I found you, yeah, great. But technically she found him outside their bunker because he got poisoned, right? So they make out, but then I guess later in the story it says that he made out with the guy, right? Was hallucinating. So that was pretty cool. And apparently Tim is like the head of her bunker, right? And then they get invaded by pirates. Not invaded, but like pirates, not. So people come with boats, right? So they got a yacht type, saying, "Oh, we're gonna save you. Get on. We're gonna go to a great place." So they're trying to arrange everything to go with them, like resources and stuff. But they're actually pirates who take stuff and feed the people to like a crab type creature. But I like the part where Joel and Tim, they meet. Everything is fine, but Tim's busy. So it's that moment. This is the best scene, like this dialogue, right? So Tim basically is like, I literally walked through hell on earth, literally, figuratively, to see you. And all you do is ignore me. We're not really talking what's going on. Then Tim is like, I didn't really think you would come here. I don't really I don't have those feelings anymore. It's been like 7 years, 6 years, right? I don't have those feelings, right? And Tim is like, devastated. He's like, I literally did all this for you, and then you don't appreciate it. And I feel that happens a lot nowadays, just in general, where people assume people want this, and then when you give them, they don't really appreciate it, right? So I think he should have done it for himself, but at the end, he grew because of it. So you would say that him liking Tim has made him, grow up and face dangers. Because it's good character development. He went from being, useless, not doing anything, to like, resisting the world and fighting monsters and stuff. So that was pretty cool to see. So that's great character development. I feel like the person before and after is completely different. I like that. I like when this character development, the character is better. He's doing a lot of great things there. So I like to see that. But then Tim doesn't have the same feelings. So it ends like that. Then we see that the pirates give the bunker people who live in the bunker like poison, so they become I guess sedated, and they tie them up, and then the crab thing is trying to kill them. Then Tim saves them, but Tim and Joe also save them by working together. The dog also comes to save them. Oh, what was the dog, by the way? Was the dog just sleeping in the back? It's like, what, I could help, but I cannot be bothered. But I guess the dog comes and saves them. They, the crab thing, they set it free. And then he kills the pirates. And Joel's like, what, I did everything for you. I did my best, but I guess it wasn't good enough. So I'm going back to my family, right? So he packs up and goes back. Before he goes back, kisses her, and then he goes back. This is that. But it was very hard to watch, where the girl rejects him, and we literally see his journey of suffering and pain. So it was like we felt for him. So that's pretty good. Like when it garners an emotion out of you, I think the movie's done a good job, and I think that was pretty good. In terms of the rating, I think I'll give it like an 8. For a Netflix movie made a little bit a while ago, right? I think it did a pretty good job. Didn't anticipate it, so that was pretty cool. I wish we could try to find more movies like this, right? It's very, very interesting, very nuanced, and I recommend you guys to watch it. So you please watch it, and you guys tell me what you think.